So we've been working with Altogether Better and volunteers for about a year now, and it's just made a good practice brilliant. So to have that extra group of people that work with us in a very different way than a patient participation group, so working with us in a, I would say, a more positive way to help us be better at what we already do well. Initially, what has been my role? Kind of everything, I guess. So initial sort of kick-off, so working with Altogether Better to find the right patients. I kind of had in my head which patients I thought would be good. And I thought if they didn't volunteer, then I might give them a phone call and say, don't you think this would be really good for you? But actually all the ones that I thought did volunteer anyway. I think we're more positive as a practice. I think the staff, the patients, GPs, they have something different to offer to our patients. So people are not just saying that it's hard to get an appointment at the practice. They're saying things like, isn't it brilliant that we can go on a walk with our practice, or isn't it great that they do singing once a month? So the mood, I think, around the practice has changed quite a lot. So it's not so much of the negative sort of connotations of general practice, because they see us doing those activities as well. So on a Wednesday, you're just as likely to walk next to one of the GPs as one of the other patients. It means that barriers are broken down and there's different conversations happening. I think so, because I think we all know and we all believe that tablets and medication are not the only answer. Of course there's a place for them, but when we look down our list of patients in what was a 15 patient clinic, we saw that about 30% of them, depending on the clinician and the day and all of that kind of stuff, didn't need to see a GP, they needed something different. So that 30% was something that I looked at and kind of thought, so we either get another GP and we kind of absorb all this in a medical way, or we do things differently. So now we've taken that 30% out, our GPs only see 12 patients a clinic. So that's had a massive, massive impact on them and their work-life balance. So it's kind of a trickle across the whole community. It's not just about our practice, but we believe that if we make it a better place to live and work, then it'll be better for us all round. So it's a real investment in our staff and our patients. I have this thing called a hug factor, and people ask me, where are the statistics around what you've done? So I can kind of say, well, we've gone down to 12 patients and we've got more patients on our list, grown by 15%, all that kind of stuff. And I can tell you that one of our patients who was our highest user is now not our highest user. But I kind of want to hug people all the time now because they're doing such wonderful things, and people will stop me in the waiting room and say, I went to the singing and it's brilliant because I met these people and I've done this, and it's got me into doing something else, and this whole knock-on effect of being more community involved, so involved with what's going on. So they know that they can do something different, you know, they know they can go on a course and not just learn how to cook something different, but meet half a dozen or a dozen other people that are all in the same boat, might be from completely different backgrounds, but they're building their own resilient network. So I want to hug those people, and that's how I kind of judge things, and that's how my job has got so much better, because it's more of an emotional attachment with our patients. Big up front, but not unmanageable. You know, what, one half day a fortnight to meet with them and to kind of steer them a little bit. I think because of the personalities, they sort of just got on with things. They had ideas very quickly, and just because I think as a practice we're quite laid back. So if they had an idea, we said, well, why don't you try it? You know, the first singing session might not have been a success. It happens that it was, but if it hadn't, we'd have come back, we'd have supported them, and we'd have thought of something else.